the magic of the Cybernet Space Cube, the computer-enhanced podcast of the future. Transformers Slag Podcast. He's more than meets the eye. He's a robot in the sky. How we all doing? This Saturday night, we are back in the swing of things. How we all doing? This is Transformers Slag Podcast Saturday Night live stream main event. I am your host, Protoman. This is the face that runs this place. This is the voice you hear Monday to Friday. And it is now Saturday. My hair is a mess. I am tired. It was a busy Saturday getting back into the swing of things after a near almost month of convention madness. I have never done such a run as hard as I did in my entire life. I have like TFCon, come back and do another small local show. Then we do San Diego Comic-Con, which blew me out of the water how much of running you do with that. Came back and did Montreal Otakuthon, kind of representing some Hasbro stuff on that. I literally was like, oh, I needed a break. And you could see that a little bit. We missed a Saturday live stream that passed, was not be able to belt that out. And yeah, James, thank you. At least my voice is a little bit back, a little unshaved. Unfortunately, the hair is a mess, but who cares? Because we're here to talk Transformers. We're here to talk the news. We're here to talk to the fans here, take some super chats and everything like that. I think this is the stream debut of the brand new con jacket. This is my Dead Toy Lines jacket and Dead Stores for some people. So, how we all doing? Who we got here today? We got Fawnheart 2000. We got James Hopkins, excuse me. We got Rudy Mack. We got Michael Koo. We got T-Formers 2002. Will Murphy. We got Motatron Prime. Black Crow Vengeance. Haven't seen you in a while. Who else do we got? I know I saw some patrons here. Horned Owl's here. Roman Schillen is here. Ashnut is here. Talib is here. Robert Rodimus Toys. Princeton Phalanx 59, I think I mentioned. Patrick Brown. Iden, who's one of my patrons. Alice Devil just rocked in right now. A lot of people. So we're going to talk robots. We got a little bit of news we're going to cover. Some cool stuff. Again, when you have 4 weeks of conventions, you got some cool stuff that you picked up. So some cool things I'd like to show you guys. One of them that I don't know if it's out yet, but I'll still show it off because it was a sample which was shown at some of the shows I was at. So might as well still show it off. People might dig it. Little things here and there. We'll talk as always. We'll try to make a good, entertaining 2 hours as we can for the peeps. And we'll just rock out with the robots and skies. Rodimus Power, what's up? So let's jump into the news. And again, hit that super chat if you want to participato. So we're going to start first with what potentially is going to be one of our new Transformers series. Is not the one for the West per se, although this might somehow find its way there. You never know. But we kind of got finally our very first official announcement now that it is happening of the NEZA Transformers thing. Now, of course, we talked about this, I want to say a year and a half ago, how this was kind of a dead property and everything. Oh, Joseph Ryder right in the beginning. Why did they pick a no-name seeker to have Prime beat up in that G2 intro? Actually, it's not a no-name seeker. It's actually from a Transformers commercial that was done from the same company that did the Beast Wars CG mock-ups for their commercials. I forget the name of the guy. He actually has a whole website showing the making of that. That's supposed to be G2 Ramjet getting beat up there. That same footage was used for the Optimus Prime G2 Ramjet toy commercial. So it's not really a no-name dude, but definitely Ramjet gets the short end of the stick yet again of getting beat up. Look up G1 Ramjet and how beat up he used to get back in the day. Let's see here. Based on eBay, Street Sharks might already be dead. Well, Street Sharks has always been a tough brand. I always felt I was probably the only person in the world that cared about Street Sharks. And, it's just Mattel bringing it back because they got to keep their IPs. It's got to be what they own. So if it doesn't work out, they'll just, every 5 years they'll put out a Street Sharks something or another just to keep the things alive. Again, you know, everyone knows they know I love Street Sharks, and where is it? Jawsome. So it is what it is, Joe. It is what it is. But let's talk. Thank you for the super chat. Let's talk Neza. So this was something that was in, you know, I guess we'll call it development hell. It was something that was supposed to come out, in February of 2020, and then of course something else happened in 2020 that put the whole world on its head. Specifically, something that had a little bit of a Chinese connection on top of that. So, needless to say, this show did not come out. Some of the toys came out early because some of them came out for the holiday season in China in 2019. And ultimately, in the end, the show did not debut. Most of the toys did not debut. And that was that. Now it seems after a couple of years, pretty much 5 now at this point almost, it is going to be debuting in a different form. Seems that some of the footage was changed, some of the storytelling elements were changed. Go check out my individual segment about this to get the deep dive on it. And then I did an even deeper deep dive into what was going to be Neza. Now it's my Neza and Transformers. Yeah, it's going to be a new series from China, 52 episodes. We don't know the runtime of the episodes. Originally, when Neza was going to be a thing, they were going to be 10-minute episodes that would complement the 10-minute Cyberverse episodes where all these characters from Transformers are based from, because Cyberverse had 10-minute episodes, not the normal 21 to 26-minute runtime that we're used to. So, is this going to be just 10-minute segments? Is this going to be full 21 minutes, 52 episodes? I don't know. We will see. This is something that's going to be one of those weird items. I compare it to, let's say, Transformers Go, which was a very Japanese kind of Transformer series. And when I mean very Japanese, I mean diving deep into the, I guess we'll call it Shogun lore of Japanese culture and being almost a period piece, if anything. This might be kind of the same thing because Neza is a very Chinese kind of character. And I mean, I'm not going to try to speak like I'm an expert of it. I just know what I know from its Transformer connections over the past 30 years. And yeah, Neza has a over 30-year connection to Transformers, but it is what it is. Most people will probably pass on this. But again, they made a commitment all those years ago, and I guess Hasbro wants to fulfill that commitment. And this will be coming at some point. We will have another Transformer series on top of that, which will be separate from this. That'll be released in the Western market. But it is what it is. Michael Koo says, too bad Transformer Zone can't get brought back. I would love it if Transformer Zone just got a complete series because, when you look at those, when you look at those old TV magazines back in the day, if you looked at, like, let's say TV magazine when Transformers Victory was on television, or Master Force, or Headmasters, you could see how every month they would try to tell the story elements of what was happening on the screen in story pages. And when Zone came out, they continued doing that even with Zone being just a one-shot OVA kind of thing. They still kind of told a story as if it was a weekly TV series or of a daily TV series. In the case of Transformers, it was weekly in Japan. So it's something where I would always like to imagine that if they could have had like a 32 episode, run of Transformers Zone telling the story of, meeting Roadfire, going to the planet Titan, excuse me, the moon Titan from Saturn and fighting against Metro Titan. And then, of course, Volinger and all his different forms, and fighting, just all those different elements, and maybe having a teaser at the end that then leads into the Zodiac being used to revive Convoy. There's a lot of stuff that would have been cool to see with that. But who knows? Maybe one day in some alternate universe we get Transformers Zone. But yeah, so this is going to be coming out. This My Neza and Transformers. I just kind of hope that the toys come out because they had some really cool figures that they had planned that never really saw mass retail because of the big V. So we'll see what happens. But stay tuned for that. And yeah, maybe we'll get some more info on Neza and its product. We'll definitely be talking about some exclusive Chinese Transformer stuff later today when we get into what I got. Next up, also some exclusive Transformer stuff that we will not be getting on this side of the globe. Are we seeing a theme here? Let's talk about this T-Spark 40th selection Lio Convoy that is a extensive retool of our Transformers Evolution, Legacy Evolution, Voyager class Lio Prime. And yeah, just taking that Lio Prime that we got in retail and going, hey, hold my beer. I'm going to show you how it's done. And I mean, let's be real. What we have on the left here would have never been able to be what we have on the right. The Voyager class budget or price point does not lend itself to being able to pull off something like this. There's way more parts, there's way more paint, there's way more pieces. The budget just would have not allowed it for the assortment. So it's something where, yeah, they could take that mold, put a little extra into it. I mean, let's be real. If you've been collecting Transformers Henkei, if you've been collecting, Transformers Legends, the Sakamoto collection, you are already used to the idea of, hey, let's take a retail deluxe, put more paint, a little bit of extra bells and whistles, and pretty much have a different product. And keep in mind, the price point system is very different how it is in Japan. Japanese people actually pay way more for Transformers than we do. So it's a different animal. It's a completely different animal. No pun intended in this lion, but looks good. Looks good. And if you're someone who has not picked up the Evolution Lio Prime, I heavily suggest skipping out on it, even though if it's on sale right now on Walmart, wink, wink. Get this one instead. It's going to cost you about $9 more than if you bought it in retail. The Legacy Evolution one, unless you count, of course, the sale that's happening right now. But let's say if it was MSRP of $34.99, this is about 43.99. So you're about $9 more after exchange with the yen not being as strong as it is. You could get this in your home and it'll look just as good, if not better, in my opinion. So check that out, yo, and let me know what you think about Leo Kumboy. And yeah, looking good, looking really good. Then we got another convoy, in this case an Optimus Prime. Let's talk about Brevo Commanda Optimus Primu, or Brave Commander Optimus Prime. Last year, when we had Rise of the Beasts, Takara-Tomy gave us a exclusive Ultimate Optimus Primal, which was like a very all black with minicon port kind of thing, or weaponizer port. Crazy Optimus figure that sold out and was very popular with the fans. And now Takara-Tomy is continuing that with the Brave Commander Optimus Prime, which is also a large, fancy, extra bells and whistles Optimus Prime based off of his Transformers 1 counterpart. Opening Matrix of Leadership Chamber, swappable face gimmick for the mouth plate that goes up and down so you could get the mouth under it, pop out missiles, the whole 9 yards of beauty, a lot of extra pieces here. And for people that are curious about size, well, here it is next to a standard deluxe Transformers 1 Optimus Prime, not the Studio Series one. Grab that for a second. For comparison. Shout out to Hasbro Pulse, who hooked me up with this at San Diego Comic-Con at the breakfast. They're like, you didn't get this? Here you go. So, because I have yet to see him here in Canada yet, at least in my neck of the woods, so they gave me one for free. So thank you, Hasbro Pulse. So again, the deluxe of this. So yeah, big boy, big boy. You know what I mean? Granted, that's the mainline one in the photo, but it's more or less the same height. So it's a big guy. Um, don't ever talk to my son ever again. Let the memes happen on that one. But looks good. But again, it's one of those more big gimmicky figures. It's something that you kind of have it in your display to go, this is what Transformers 1 is. and then you kind of move on with your life after you spent a ridiculous amount of money on it. But yeah, it is what it is. Joseph Ryder says Beast Wars vomit face. Oh, oh, Joseph, you have no idea how good Beast Wars is. But yeah, good stuff. I like it. I think it's cool, but I just have a sinking feeling that, Transformers 1 might get the NPM treatment, you know? And, if anyone's going to get the NPM, it's going to be the Optimus. So we'll probably get an NPM Optimus that'll have all the bells and whistles and then some. And something like this will just be the big fun item. But at the end of the day, it's the same thing like the Ultimate Optimus Primal that we got before. Looks cool, but there's better Optimus Primals that you could own based off of Rise of the Beast, in my opinion, which won't break the bank for you, and you won't have to pay crazy imports. Where this is kind of the same thing. Probably a good thing for their market, for that moment, for that impulse purchase, but maybe not something in the long run for a fan, if you will. If you will. So, yeah. Let's talk about Earthspark for a second. So we got our first look at the later Earthspark stuff that's going to be coming out. So we saw the Japanese versions of these. That's what's on the bottom right here of Aftermath of the Deluxe class from Japan. But again, just like what I said before, the Japanese don't really have price points. So if they need to paint up a figure and make it look as good as they need to within a budget, they could do what they need to do. And what we have on the top there is what our Western counterpart will be for our deluxe of Aftermath, which unfortunately does not really match the animation model. But if you're looking to pick up Aftermath and you're doing it on a budget and you can't order online and picking up things in Walmart is really the only way you get Transformers, this is probably the best you could do for Aftermath, unfortunately, at the time being. Again, if you're a fan of Earthspark, you probably shouldn't be buying any of the retail products in the West. You should probably be dedicating most of your money towards what Takara-Tomy has been doing for the line over there. They've been really knocking it out of the park in terms of paint accuracy, screen accuracy, and everything like that. Joseph Ryder, no, I think all Transformers should be metal, not biological. Dinobots are great. Beast Wars is lame. Well, going by that logic, I mean, technically the Dinobots were based off of, skeletons and fossils and everything like that. And, there's a little bit of a biological nature there. And I mean, when you get deeper into some of the other characters, whether it be the Quintesson created Predaking, which according to expanded lore by the Japanese story pages, that's where Predaking kind of came from, and he has a more organic nature. I mean, I could go down that whole rabbit hole, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's talk about Jawbreaker. Here's another one here too that hey, fun character. Love his character in the show, but if you love Jawbreaker, you could go to Walmart and buy this one, or take a little bit of extra bucks and track down the Takara-Tomy version on the bottom right there. That looks exactly like the animation model in the bottom middle. So it's again, I feel like I've been repeating myself a while now, but it's one of those things where, you reach a point that if you want to own the best versions of those characters, you sometimes kind of have to look outside of what retail is going to offer you. So it is what it is. Tom Laney, did they add the human character as a Build-A-Figure in the Japanese market? Actually, no, they didn't. The Build-A-Figure item of Dr. Mandroid was absent from the Japanese releases completely. So that's probably the only advantage of getting the Western releases if you want a Dr. Mandroid figure. But that's also something where, I mean, maybe just buy someone who assembles one together and puts it on eBay. That'll save you the money. Because let's see, what is he? 6 parts, and if you bought 6 deluxes, I mean, what are they? 24.99. So that would have been like $150 easily to complete your Doctor Mandroid. And if someone on eBay is selling a complete Doctor Mandroid for like $100, I mean, go for that. It's kind of the same thing, like, when they had that, Build-A-Figure Transmutate all those years ago, I mean, people are going like, man, like that Build-A-Figure Transmutate is going for like $90. And I'm like, yeah, it's $90, but considering you had to buy like 8 Beast Wars reissues back then that came with like a DVD and stuff, I think they were like $20 each. Pretty much savings in my opinion. Yeah, okay, the extra figures with it. It is what it is, but so just consider that if you will. So there still is. So of the Western releases of Earthspark, there's one more wave of deluxes that is listed left to be coming out. According to that listing, it is a deluxe class of the hashtag, which I'm taking a guess is probably going to be like the Japanese release, but obviously less paint, and then supposedly a Soundwave, which we don't know how that's going to turn out. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, Earthspark is on its way out. I believe Michael Koo even mentioned it in the chat here. Earthspark is on sale. Rise of the Beast is on sale. It's very clear that Transformers 1 product is starting to hit shelves right now. The holiday season isn't too far away. They have to clear inventory because Transformers 1 is going to come out. There's going to be a holiday element to it also, with kids maybe wanting to get the product if they're interested, if not for holiday season products. So it is something where they have to empty the shelves to make room for other SKUs and other products there. So really cool. Horned Owl, Cyberverse Build-A-Figure McAdams was really cool. Got mine off of eBay for $50 some time ago. And there you go. That's great. McAdams was what, 6 pieces? That saved you a lot of money. You wouldn't have to buy the individual Cyberverse Deluxes, although those Cyberverse Deluxes were pretty good, though. Those were pretty good. The Optimus was really good. The Hot Rod was really good. The Soundwave was good. The Starscream was good. There were some good ones. I think the only one that was the weak one was the Thunder Howl. I think that the Thunder Howl wasn't screen accurate, and they made a better version with the Ultra class. But yeah. Timmy Cape Poindexter, hey Proto, only saw 2 homeless people in San Diego so far. Only, bro, you got to beat the record. I saw at least 12 on my way to my hotel room. Yeah, so check it out. Check it out. And then of course there's also this one, which is just to fill it out with the wave. They took, of course, the one-step flip changer of Twitch, Terran Twitch, and they gave it the Chaos Terran Spitfire color treatment. Once again, if you like this character, and she was kind of an interesting character so far in the show, if you like this character, you have other options. You really do. You got other options. You got the warrior class. I'm pretty sure Japan might even make a deluxe class. Even who knows? This one's kind of a passer for a lot of people. Unless you really like the character and you want to own every version of her, then hey, go at it, my friend. You can go at it. But that's it more or less for news. Yeah, it's been a bit of a quiet week, obviously coming off of a San Diego. Uh, let's do some sponsor stuff, and then we'll talk about some cool stuff that we got. Maybe see a product that you probably haven't seen people talk about yet, but I have it in hand today. Again, shout out to Evan from Hasbro Pulse for hooking me up in hand with it. Josiah Protoman buys his hotel in the ghetto. Oh, bro, you have no idea. It definitely was the ghetto. Well, most of California is trash now. Well, Joseph, you ain't too far off. Pasadena was pretty cool. But then again, I haven't been to Pasadena in like, gosh, I want to say 7 years or something, maybe more than that. But Pasadena was awesome. But then again, that was a really rich area that they did the BotCons in Pasadena. So let's talk Symbiote Studios. Let's talk about first the Grimlock that's going to be coming very soon. The Dinobot Leader version 3 is coming very soon. So version 1 and 2 were more based off of a more cutesy SD style. This is more of a toy accurate kind of scaling and screen accurate look, obviously with the blue eyes for screen accuracy here. So stay tuned for that. That will be arriving shortly. And of course, we got all the other good stuff from Symbiote Studios. This boy did sell out from San Diego Comic-Con, so there will be, unfortunately, no opportunities to pick that up. There is a nice, delicious portion left of this guy here from last year, but this guy also had much more stock for obvious podcast reasons. But stay tuned for this one because we will get a more screen accurate version outside of the boop eyes in the near future, so stay tuned for that. But again, Symbiote Studios, plush pins and t-shirts and all the rest of the goodness. Go check them out, symbiotestudios.com, and get your next Transformer plush. Um, that will be, again, the Grimlock, you'll have to wait. I believe it's going to be later this year. And then there's going to be others coming, so stay tuned for that. And go pick up the other products too. You got the ponies, you got the GI Joes, you got the Power Rangers, all the goodness. It's all there, and then some. And barely see Butters is. You can see that white ball there. That's Butters. He's chilling over there, but maybe we'll do some animal abuse and put the mask on, or maybe not. Either way, sorry, Butters. Didn't want to wake you up there. Anyways, it is what it is. So, also again, Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. We have our latest segment before the whole con blitz happened, so go check that one out too. Aaron did a fantastic live stream yesterday. It was in 2 parts. He was showing off a whole bunch of cool stuff from his I guess we'll call it his hoard. A lot of cool old Armada stuff, a lot of cool magazine stuff. I probably should have busted out because he was showing. Should I go get it? Maybe I should go get it. You know what? One moment, guys. One moment. I probably should have got it. One moment. One moment. Now, you know what? I'll save it for another time because I want to wait for if Aaron wants to show his versions of it because he was showing off a whole bunch of cool behind the scenes paraphernalia. And maybe I'll wait until maybe next week. I'll talk to Aaron, see if he wants to show his ones that he got, and then if not, then I'll show mine. Then it sounds a little suggestive right there, but either way, stay tuned for that. I'll leave it to Aaron to show off. He has some really cool movie stuff that he got from back in the day. So we will see. We will see. Uh, what's popping here? I was hoping the slug would end up on the site to pick up, but at least I'm glad he sold quick. He's my favorite Dinobot. Well, T-Formers 2002, the vanilla version, will be hitting shortly. So just stay tuned for that, and you'll be able to pick up that one. And I'm pretty sure you'll be happy to build your collection of dinos, Dinobots. Show me yours and I'll show you mine. That's pretty much it. No, it's a really cool. I don't want to spoil it. It's a really cool behind the scenes movie Bay era kind of stuff that I got for the first 2 movies and everything. And I believe Aaron has them also. So I'll leave it to him to show off his one, and then we'll see. We'll see. I'm trying to keep this as suggestive as possible. Yeah, that's what happens when you call the podcast Slag. It is what it is. But yeah, again, check out Aaron's other stuff too. He's got his beautiful book, The Art of Transforming Robots, Volume 3, 36 full color pages on glossy paper throughout. I got mine sitting all the way in the beautiful display. I think I showed it with the book stream that we did a couple of weeks ago. But definitely go pick yours up. Beautiful book. Get it autographed. Get a nice little sketch on the inside and everything. Really good stuff. Aaron is now more or less settled in Rhode Island, and you could start bugging him and buying a whole bunch of cool stuff from him. Of course, also like the Posca paintings, which more will be hitting the website. There was some on there. Some of these have sold since then, but go check it out, archermonster.com/shop, and go pick up some Posca paintings too. We got a super chat from Modratron Prime with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Prime. Proto, you think when when TM for Triptychon and Omega Supreme, I guess you mean Titan Masters, Triptychon and Omega Supreme is renewed. They could get Gamer Edition versions, also G1 Metroplex, Titan, or HasLab. Well, the trademarks, to give you some examples, so Omega Supreme as a trademark has been refreshed a year ago. So they still have technically 4 years if they want to do something, which they will, they will. Triptychon, same story. I think 2 years left on that. Metroplex, geez, they could probably wait out for another 5 if they want to, because they already did one. The expiration, I think, is next year, and then they could refresh it and then ride that out for another 4 years if they want. But if they did another G1 Metroplex, I think it'll be just another Titan. If they do, if like HasLabs, if there's one thing that I've seen now, is they want to go more modest. And by modest, I mean, hey, it's a commander class, but we could sell it a little bumped up as a HasLab and use those characters that fit in that. Like if we got an Overlord or God Jinrai. I mean, now that we got an Optimus Prime through the RID Car Robots Fire Convoy thing, that kind of opens it up to anything, you know? That kind of opens it up to anything. So we'll see. We will see. I mean, Omega is another one. Like the question, if go back and we did a segment just a couple of days ago with the Hasbro Pulse Q&A at San Diego Comic-Con. And they asked, like, are you running out of Titan classes? And then Evan and Nate were like, no, we're never going to run out of Titan classes. They'll do a bunch of Titan classes, and by the time they're done doing those ones, the old ones have started to run out and expire, and they could revisit them as different versions. You could do an Omega Supreme. You could do an Omega Supreme animated version. You could do an Omega Supreme Gamer Edition. So that's 3 right there. That means that's 16 years that you could kind of milk it out right there. Aaron, what's up, brother? Check out Aaron's stream that he did yesterday, like I just pumped just a few moments before. When you're done, Aaron did a good little stream. It's in 2 parts because Aaron, just like me, is having bad weather. If you want a little inside baseball, whenever Protoman does a 1-minute segment, it's because the weather is so bad that I can't even upload anything. We had crazy storms here in Montreal, flooding and madness. The roads were closed, couldn't even get anywhere. It was nuts. Energon Omega Supreme, that's another good one, Roddy. Yeah, I mean, you could go on and on. Same thing with Metroplex. You could milk it. And then you get the Metro Titan repaints if you want to go down that route. It's so easy. It's so easy. Fortress Maximus, Brave Maximus, Grand Maximus. Like all of these guys. Look at Triptychon with the Gigastorm from Beast Wars 2nd. You can milk it in so many ways. It is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, so that's it more or less for the promoting. Let's talk about cool stuff. So essentially again, we had multiple conventions, boom, 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 over the past like 3.5 weeks or so. I got a whole bunch of stuff over those past 3.5 weeks. You got to see kind of some of the TFCon stuff. I didn't really get to talk about much of the San Diego stuff, much of the Otakuthon stuff. The Otakuthon one I kind of want to show off the bat because it's the one that's only not Transformer related, in any way or form. So Otakuthon is like the second or third largest anime convention in North America. The largest is Anime North in Toronto. That thing is insane. Like they get easily like 100,000 people every year. And what's even more crazy is like there's even more people who are outside the convention than inside of the convention. So that's like if you ever love anime, go to Toronto's Anime North. It's bananas. It's bananas their show. And then after that, I believe it's the Texas Anime Expo. That's definitely like a good second place. But a close second place to third place is Montreal Otakuthon. Montreal has a huge anime origin and connection that dates back to like the 60s and the 70s. And on top of it all, we make a huge effort to bring in Japanese guests, voice actors, and everything. Once in a lifetime opportunities to meet people. And I had the pleasure of meeting and getting the autograph of the man himself, Toshio Furukawa, aka the voice of Piccolo from Dragon Ball, to Danieru, and then you know that's pretty badass. And his Hanukkah stamp, like how they have stamps. is Piccolo. Isn't that badass? Isn't that amazing? So, for people that might not be familiar with Piccolo from Dragon Ball, shame on you. He was Kai from Mobile Suit Gundam. He was Shin from Hokuto no Ken, Fist of the North Star. What else was he? What else was he? He's Ataru from Urusei Yatsura, who's the main character from that. The more modern fans, he's Ace from One Piece, but he'll always be Piccolo to me. Genki Tsukodan Makanko Sampo. So that's really cool. And to get it on these Japanese signature things, I got to get this framed. I'm gonna hang it on the wall. Very badass. Very, very, very badass. Don't want to get it damaged, but very cool. And there was a lot of those this weekend. There was a lot of them. We had the voice of Guy from Gal Geiger was there. They had the voice of oh my god, purple hair chick from Evangelion that was pretty much trying to get with Shinji, even though he's completely underage. Oh god, what's her name there? Misato? Misato, the voice from Misato from Evangelion, the Japanese voice actress is there. All of the what I love about Otakuthon is yeah, hey, anime dub voice actors are great and all. I love the Scott McNeils and everything and all that. But they really lean hard on getting Japanese voice actors because they know those are like once in a lifetime opportunities. You see these guys once and that's it. You rarely see them at shows. So yeah, you know, that was so cool. When I found out he was going to be there, I was like, I got to meet him. Piccolo's my man. Like I literally on the Proto Man desktop here, got a nice little Piccolo resin statue there. I got a few little Dragon Ball stuff up here, anyways, but so I was like, oh my god, got to get that. He was really cool, really awesome. I love his autograph, very calligraphy, beautiful. Some Japanese, autographs are very small. He was like, bam. So that was really awesome. Again, once in a lifetime. Who knows if we'll ever get to see him again? So really, really cool. What else? What else? What else? What else? We'll show a San Diego Comic-Con one. Shout out to Joseph who hooked me up with this one. The beautiful Crimson Flame from China. So got myself a Crimson Flame straight from China from Joseph's fingers. So didn't crack him open yet, but I will very, very soon. Kind of like to show it off in the box on the live streams before I crack them open for the Instagrams and the Twitters and everything. But so that's really cool. Nice retool from a Age of Extinction, the Last Night mold back in the day. Really, really awesome. We got a super chat, Princeton Phalanx 59. Why is Power of the Prime's Optimus Prime being released again? So I actually inquired about this because I was quite surprised when this was popping up. When they were closing the Cincinnati offices, and this was during the Big V, they had a lot of storage and inventory. Guess what was there in absolutely insanely large numbers? Wave 1 leader classes of Power of the Primes. Guess what was Wave 1 leader classes of Power of the Primes? Bada boom, Mr. Over here, Power of the Primes, Evolution Optimus Prime, as they called it, the leader class. So there was a lot of that kicking around. They put it out there to retailers, and that's why we are finding them out there in the wild. It was a Cincinnati warehouse find when the warehouses were closed over the past year and a half or so. So that's straight from the Hasbro source. I'm not going to say who. He should enjoy his privacy, but that is that. Probably figure it out though. What else did we get? Oh, here's some sales stuff. So Walmart obviously is doing a lot of liquidation going into the beginning of Q3 and Q4 for the holiday season. Like we just mentioned, Rise of the Beast and Earthspark are going on liquid clearance. But I picked up some stuff that I wasn't planning on getting, but I mean for like $3 Canadian, the Nano Hollywood Rides G.I. Joe one. I mean, man, just the Hiss tank and the Snowcat alone. Sure, why not? $3 Canadian. What is that? Like $1.50 American? I'd buy that, and it could join the others. So I'm paying that. Told a whole bunch of my friends, they're probably all gone. So if you're in the Montreal region, you might have problems finding it because I told all my Montreal friends about this, and they're all scalpers. They're all terrible. All of you, you're all terrible. I know next Montreal Toy Con, these are all going to be all over there. I know it. But either way, that's there. What else? What else? Oh, these I bought. These weren't on sale, but I just wanted to get them. You know me with my video game merch. I was like, hey, I can finally pick up these guys. So, Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, Zelda, Link. It's the first time I got to see them in person to pick them up. So I picked those up. Those are pretty cool. Those are probably the nicest versions of those characters in figural form, oddly enough, because Japan just doesn't want to do SH figure arts or anything anymore. They did not sell well, unfortunately. Horned Owl, how could someone forget such a huge, massive amount of leader class inventory just laying around? Because it's the Cincinnati office, which is also something that's secondary to Hasbro. Do you want that answer for you? That's a little too deep. I know someone in the chat here could definitely speak for that one. What's up, Larry? James says, I saw Hot Wheels Tech Decks today at Target, Prime, Megs, Starscream, Soundwave, and B. If I see those in person, I'm tempted to pick up just the Soundwave, just to have one. You know what I mean? Just to like have one. Because they look cool. The Soundwave looks cool. The kicks on the Soundwave look cool. The Optimus has nice shoes too. Maybe I'll get the Optimus. Hmm, hard to say. Hard to say. Oh, Good Smile Company is going to be doing a DX version of the Tears of Kingdom. Okay, well then there'll be at least a half decent one. But will they do a Zelda? Is the question. Will they do a Zelda with Shiken tablets? Will they do a Zelda? Because I pick up all of those from Good Smile Company. The last ones they did were probably the Hyrule Warrior ones. Which one? I remember I picked up it was a Zelda and a Link. Was it the Hyrule Warriors one or was it the maybe it was Wind Waker? I don't know. I don't know. I always pick those up every time because I know they did the Link Between Worlds one. I love that one. That one was really cool. The special edition DX one with pre-order bonus. Um, but yeah, there was that. Pick this up on sale. So these are on sale too if you're a Canadian. Toys R Us. Uh, all the Super 7 stuff. Everything Super 7. G.I. Joe, Ninja Turtles, Universal Monsters, Transformers. They're all on sale, $11 Canadian, so about $8 American. I buy these whenever I see them on sale. I have one, two, three, four, five, six of them, now seven, not counting Unicron and Hot Rod, which were cases where I went out of my way to pay full price for those ones. So I picked up Starscream. Yay! Who am I missing? I'm missing Soundwave, and I'm missing Optimus and Megatron, the Bumblebee and the Jazz. I always find those guys on the cheap. So got those. Uh, what else? What else? Black Crow wants to know how many Transformer characters you remember being able to transform into spaceships. Oh, there's tons of them. There's tons of them. When you fall into Transformers 2010, aka Season 3 characters, I mean, practically everyone that has flight mode is a spaceship. You know, Cyclonus is technically a spaceship. You know, a Sweep is technically a spaceship. You know, and then when you get into Autobots, Skylynx is a spaceship. You know, Omega Supreme is a spaceship, mind you, that's 85, but you know, but he was an 86 featured character in appearances. Oh, they're doing a Ganondorf too. Oh, that's pretty cool. So looks like Proto Man's gonna be buying those. Pre-order. Michael Koo, I could only buy Super 7 Reaction, Beast Wars, Shadow Panther from Target's website, not seeing them one and sort. I'd love to get the Target exclusives, but again, I never see those. The Black Friday ones showed up at Toys R Us, so like the Black Megatron, the Black Perceptor, and those. But yeah. Last thing here we'll show. Let's just get everything nice and cozy. So Evan hooked me up with this. I believe this isn't out yet for sale, but I mean, I got the sample of it. So the Blockies Action Edition model kits. Now, I built the Flame Toys ones, and now I built these ones. And I hate to say it, I like these more than the Flame Toys. And don't get me wrong, I think the RC and the Windblade is super sexy, and I love it. But man, did I have a fun time building this. And let me just bust it out over here. So what's cool about it comes with a display stand and everything, a whole bunch of interchangeable parts and cool things. But what's really cool on top of like, you could open the chest with the matrix of leadership with the nice details there. But so here's, check this out. So you take off the base here, right? And the base actually has a magnet on it, and then you just touch it. Just touch it. Wait, come on. There we go. And it lights up. Look at that. Light up chest, light up eyes. Let me close the chest. It makes it easier to tap, because you have to tap the chest with the magnet. Eh, eh. There we go. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Very cool. Very well built. Super articulated. Um, has like an internal frame. Let me just show you. There's so much detail that this thing has that you don't even get to enjoy because of the internal frame. So, like the internal frame that it has, right? It actually has the wheels and everything, and you don't even get to enjoy it. Like super articulated, very well done, very cool. So these are the action edition. So the normal blockies people have messed with. These are the action edition, which are much larger, and I don't think these are out yet. This is just a sample that Evan hooked me up with. And I mean, I built it at Otakuthon to kind of just like show people like, hey, check out the coolness with the light up eyes and everything. So very, very cool. Very, very, very cool. Very awesome. It has also, as you know, sideswipe, give me your rocket pack. So you could put that on the back, and of course an Energon axe, because what Optimus now doesn't have an Energon axe. Very awesome. Check it out, yo. Very, very cool. Very cool. Um, I don't know if pre-orders are up or anything. You tell me. When it was given to me, it wasn't out there just yet. Michael Koo says, "I love blockies. They're very like I like the smaller ones are pretty cool, but these ones, I am very impressed how this turned out. Very, very impressed. And it was in the display at Otakuthon for everyone to see and mess with. So again, thank you Hasbro Pulse for giving us a little exclusive for our show in Montreal. Cringe McCringle, I recently got their movie Optimus set. It's so awesome. Very cool. BTS has the big blocky Optimus Prime for August 2024. Okay, there we go. Yeah, because I know when Evan gave it to me, he said these aren't out yet. So, like, these are the early samples and to, like, show it off at the show. So, I just didn't know a date yet. So I guess they're out very soon. Okay, cool. Well, pick them up. I think they're great. No biased. Like seriously, like I love the Flame Toys ones, and I have the Flame Toys Optimus, and I could even like I wish I could have brought it to show you a side by side. Maybe I'll do that for the Instagram. But I really like this one more because it has more posability. It has like that light up gimmick, which it comes with batteries. The batteries are included, and a light up gimmick is always cool. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It is what it is. But that's awesome too. What else? Jeez, I think that's it more or less. I mean, there's still so much stuff upstairs. It's pretty nutty. It's pretty nutty. Coming back from the show, I had like 4 suitcases full of stuff. Still stuff had to be shipped to me. I'm waiting for Symbia to send me some stuff in the mail because my goodness, there is just too much from between doing that show and then Otakuthon. Like literally, I come back from San Diego Comic Con. I arrive like late Monday, and then I have Tuesday to rest, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is Otakuthon, and I was just like, woo, yeah, really working it from both sides. So, but now I'm able to relax. We got no conventions until TFCon Baltimore, which is early November. So at least we could relax until early November. No disruptions for the podcast. I mean, I was looking at like my analytics. I'm like, my goodness, this is probably the longest we went without having a bunch of episodes. So, we're back to normal Saturday night live streams and normal Monday to Friday segments. No news will be missed. No, nothing like that. We are back. Convention season is always a bit of a slog, but it's also a time to go out and hang out with the fans too. So you can't pass it up, yo. You can't pass it up. And I'll see you in Baltimore when that comes. We'll have another exclusive and everything for that. So stay tuned. But that's it more or less for the stuff. And that's it more or less for the news. We'll just take super chats and questions from the fans. And we got a good hour or so left. and we'll just relax. We'll just relax. Michael Koo says Blockies does stop motion videos on YouTube. Did they do one of the Optimus? Because this Optimus here, let me take it off the base here. So the Optimus is really cool, like really, really, really cool. Just like great articulation, and the hands have individual finger articulation. You have actually different fingers you could get too. There's like a pointing finger, a closed fist finger, so you can install different fingers. And I forgot to mention this, he has the different color eyes. So if, there's the blue eyes that light up here, but if you want to be toy accurate, they give a sticker sheet where you could put stickers on him to make him toy accurate. So you could have all those toy accurate stickers, and you could have him have clear orange eyes. So you could have screen accurate, it's gonna be toy accurate colored eyes and stuff like that too, as an extra option. Isn't that cool that they even give that as an option? Again, yeah, like the little readout of the Matrix of Leadership, or talking to Megatron there. Heavy Metal War action. The time for the battle approaches. Michael Koo for Super 7. The SDCC Ultimates Sheila the Thief Invisible has a full character sheet on the back box. I am unfamiliar with that one. Unfamiliar with that. I was at my favorite booth that whole weekend was the Super 7 booth. They had the coolest stuff there, between the kaiju stuff and the Unicron and the Thrilla Gorilla, like all of that stuff. Again, I'm sure like all of that stuff is still sitting in boxes. Like the only thing I'm not going to open up the Unicron because it's exactly the same like the regular version. So I'm just going to keep it sealed in the box because it just looks cool in the box. But uh but yeah, like there's so much cool stuff that I got. Oh my god. Like most of it's put away now. It's all in the displays, or it's all in their respective rooms and stuff. Um I got to meet Sam Rosa, who was like one of the artists for Lethal Protector Venom back in the day, and got an autograph from him and a little sketch. Like the cool thing about San Diego is there's so much there that like you could do 1,000 things that you'll love, and then you're going to miss 1,000 things that you'll love. There's going to be some guy doing a signing that you didn't even know that was there. There's going to be an artist that you didn't know that was there. There's going to be an arcade Street Fighter competition happening somewhere that you would have loved to be at. There's just so much going on. So much going on. Oh, it's from the D&D cartoon. It's the girl with the cloak. Okay. Sorry, I'm unfamiliar with that one. The Ultimates ones are actually the better ones, actually, because I know that the Hasbro ones had a lot of QC issues, and they're on sale right now. A lot of them. I know if you go to, I think Walmart had them on sale. Was it Walmart or Toys R Us? I don't remember. One of them had them on crazy clearance, the Hasbro versions, and everyone's going like, well, if I'm gonna own the D&D cartoon Sunbow Entertainment characters, I'm gonna get the Ultimates version. And I don't blame them because, again, Super 7 isn't a sponsor or anything. I just love what they do, and they do good stuff. They do great stuff, really. You know, could be a little pricey at times. I will admit it, but they do great stuff. They do stuff. If I ran a toy company and I didn't have a business mentality, I just had I want to do what I like mentality. Super 7 would be me. But then there'd be more like Bots Master and whatever, Read the Arm, more of these. Although, it's funny, Street Sharks is back through Mattel. Nacelle is doing Nacelle is doing Biker Mice from Mars. The new Kaniku Man cartoon just came out recently, so we got plenty of muscle. Nothing going on with Food Fighters. Chris Starr recently got a Hasbro Marvel Legends figure. Cowboys and Mumesa also has a nacelle treatment. Micro Machines is always surviving somehow. Battle Beasts, well, heaven help them, they keep trying. Ronin Warriors every so often gets a new figure. Batman, that's more for the Aaron Archer stuff. Where's my Dino Riders, Mattel? You keep milking that trademark. Reboot had a terrible remake. Bucky O'Hare had some new figures not too long ago. They finished that. Captain Power, no love just yet. And, well, we got some Rockward love through Legacy. And same thing with GoBots. This is going to be updated, actually, soon enough. I have some new patches that'll be coming, so stay tuned for that in a future convention. I think I'm going to move them around or something. I'm going to put spoiler, Bots Master's coming. Maybe I'll put Bots Master right here or here. I'm not too sure. Maybe here. We'll see. We'll see. Hey Proto, I know this is off topic, but have you backed the HasLab Rattler? So I will not back it because I don't have space for big GI Joe stuff like that. But I do want that Baroness that's included with it. So if anyone is buying a Rattler and does not want that Baroness or wants to sell that Baroness to get back some of the cost of their Rattler, give me a call. I am very interested. The Baroness exclusive to it definitely has my attention. But it is very cool. I was there when they put that little empty display at San Diego. I was like, oh yeah, it's the Rattler. It's happening. Now do it in Power Glide colors and give it exclusive Transformer 6-inch figures. Rom will get a new figure. Yeah, Rom hopefully will get a new something. They got to keep that IP going as long as humanly possible. Battle Beast reboot from Big'em. We kind of got it through Beast Saga. If you want a true Battle Beast reboot, we had Beast Saga back in 2014, which was a pretty extensive Battle Beast reboot line from Beast Saga, which had a dice element instead of the rub sign element. And I mean, hey, it had modern versions of, you know, Drill Deer and Pirate Lio and all of those guys. Like there was modern versions of all of them. Aaron, you're gonna get the Rattler? Aaron, where are you gonna put that? Mind you, got a new place now, so you'll have the space for it. Sell me the Baroness. But yeah, it is what it is. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Again, if I like, if I had unlimited space, I'd be buying those SH Figure Art Dragon Ball figures, every single one of them. I'd be buying so much other stuff, but there's only so many collections that I could have. Like the Street Shark stuff, I already kind of have that space allocated and planned because of my old Street Sharks collection. So it's like certain things, if they put out some biker mice, okay, I could pick up a few of those. I got the space for it. But um I've never really planned any of the other stuff like Joe's. Like I have a modest Joe collection, but a lot of it is unfortunately like packed up. I have all my Dusty stuff kind of on display, but I have like the Rolling Thunder and it's just sitting in a box because where the hell do you put a Rolling Thunder? You know? Like that's a love seat. It's a big vehicle. It's no Defiant, don't get me wrong, or a Terradrome or a USS Flag, but it's still a big vehicle. And that's kind of the name of the game. Butters, what's up? What's up, Butters? Um, but yeah, Modutron Prime with the YouTube member question. Proto, which is the current indie companies you think would be good match to bring back Botsmaster? In all honesty, I think Super 7. Primarily because Super 7 is always willing to do the weird deep cuts, and they're really good at also sculpting female characters. And when you look at Botsmaster, like, how do you not do a Lady Frenzy? Like and a Lady Frenzy figure is kind of boring from a toyetic retail standpoint. Like there's no way Toy Biz back in 1993 when Botsmaster had a toy line would they have done a Lady Frenzy figure. It would have been stupid. They would have had to like include mech armor to clip onto her or something, which isn't accurate to the show because she's just sexy secretary chick. That's all she is. She's the vamp, seductress, evil secretary chick villain. But she was such a huge part of the show. Blitzy, Ziv Zoolander's kid sister character who was like this badass robot pilot. How do you make a standalone figure of that? Where you could do like a Blitzy Kitty, 2-pack Kitty was another one of the small robot ones. You could do a Jammers and Tools, you could do ninjas. Like anyone who doesn't know what Botsmaster is but loves Transformers, shame on you. Because you had G1, and then G2 came out, and in between G1 and G2, for a slither of time, Botsmaster came out, which was an insanely amazing show. French animation with an anime twist on it about one day in the future, AI is going to take over and kill us all. And this guy named Ziv Zoolander, no relation to Zoolander from the movie, is this genius who created his own sentient robot transforming fighting force against the Corp and their AI takeover madness. You got to check it out. Such a great show. It's, I think, 52 episodes, and it's amazing. Had a toy line by Toy Biz, transforming robots. Good stuff. That's all I'm going to say. Uh, Sorry, I was checking something. Chris Starr is appearing in the Deadpool team up comic book miniseries. Chris Starr made a few cameos over the past 30 years in Marvel Comics. He made I believe it was in Secret Wars. He made a cameo. They obviously did the recent Chris Starr figure through Marvel Legends. I love Chris Starr. That's a very obscure toy line and a great comic book, by the way. It's a short comic book. So if you want a nice, like 12 issue read of a nice little micro continuity story outside of Marvel, it's pretty much sword and sorcery with crystal rock people elements. Great, two brothers who fought and then start a war. Tale as old as time, always happens. Cain and Abel. It's a great, great little comic. Michael Golden did the covers for them, so there's a lot of great art there. Michael Golden is a legend. I don't think he's with us anymore. Really cool dude who did all that stuff. Check it out, Chris Starr. Great book. Some recommendations. Go watch Bossmaster and go read 12 issues of Chris Starr, the Crystal Warrior. Where is he? Bada boom. Moderator would love a Twig figure that combines with the car. So yeah, the original Twig from Botsmaster, you had the small figure, and then he combined with his larger vehicle that was a transforming vehicle. That was actually going to happen for Wave 2, and it didn't. The guy who worked on Botsmaster and Toy Biz, he did an interview years ago, and he said that Wave 2 was going to be Tools, Jammers, Twig with the car, and then a Twig figure would get reissued and repainted into a different color, and another Humabot. And again, that's when the early planning stages, and then you'd have the Twig vehicle, which would be the big vehicle item of that wave. And then, of course, it didn't make it past Wave 1, unfortunately. It is what it is. Couldn't rock those 3D shades. What's master? T-Formers 2002. We did get a few Battle Beasts with the Legends releases. Yeah, you got the little Titan Master heads that had some Battle Beast homages there. Diamond Distribution has the Battle Beast license name. They own the name, but they don't own the designs. Kind of like a Hasbro situation where they own the names of the GoBots, but not the Machine Robo designs. So zero memory of Botsmaster. Aaron, honestly, when Botsmaster came out, you were just starting at Hasbro. Like you were just, well, not, excuse me, you were just starting at Kenner. They were probably showing you your table. Mr. Archer, this is where you're going to work on gargoyles. And right when that guy was telling you that you were going to work on gargoyles before that line got canceled, so did Botsmaster. So definitely wasn't on your radar at the time. It was a short-lived Toy Biz series, a short-lived cartoon that found a lot more popularity in South Korea and in France. And it saw a lot of play here in Canada because it was also a French-Canadian creation. Has a very anime look to it, sentient robots, just a fun show and a great premise, and very toyetic, like made to be a toy line. They had a giant transforming combining robot named Jungle Fiver. No joke, that was its name. Not Jungle Fever, Jungle Fiver. No joke. And they released it as a box set through Toy Biz. It was Toys R Us exclusive. Like it was definitely not on your radar at the time. 3D shades got usage for the Captain Nemo show. It's true, yeah, it had the 3D shades. You know, it is what it is. Let's see. I'm Ziv Zoolander, ZZ for short. New, I fight the Corp. I'm the Botsmaster. Listen up, you all. We're the Boys Brigades. When it's laser time, put on 3D shades. Laser time, boys. Botsmaster was Proto Man's fever dream. You know what? Whenever I explain it to people, they're like, "What? I've never heard of this show." And it's like, "Yeah, I did have a fever dream." Actually, no, hold on a second. I got some Botsmaster stuff right here. One moment. Mind you, it's Korean. So here's some of the Korean packaging for Botsmaster. There's Jungle Fiver in the background. There's Ziv Zoolander pointing, and there's Twig in vehicle mode before he transforms into his giant robot. Botsumasta. These were the blind packed, a Cardass stations, as they're called in Japan, where you get like a blind pack trading card and it comes in this little thing. I had that nearby because I was translating some of the packaging recently. Korean. It probably was Ninjatron. It probably was a bigger deal in Canada, only because you know how YTV was. YTV, by the way, was our version of Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network. One of the rules with YTV was we always emphasized Canadian created content. So that's why if you were a Canadian, this show got a lot of play over there. Beast Wars. Why was Beast Wars such a big deal for us? Again, Canadian created. Shadow Raiders, Weirdos. I could go on and on. Go on and on. Botsmaster sounds like a fusion of Terminator with Transformers. Yeah, it pretty much is because it's the story of Ziv Zoolander. He created sentient robots, and then he started realizing that you know all these corporations, we'll call it Amazon, all these corporations started using these kind of sentient robots, but on a very basic AI kind of nature. And they kind of like are secretly wanting to take over the world with it, where they want to flip the switch and just these sentient robots will take over. And Ziv is like, screw that. I made a mistake. And now he's making his own hyper advanced super robots that are way smarter in AI called the Boys with a Z, two Z's, that are going to help them stop it. And it's just robots beating the hell out of other robots action with 3D glasses. And I love it. I love it. It's everything I love about a 90s made to sell toys cartoon with giant robots. That's all I'm going to say. It's great stuff. Uh, where we at? We got a super chat from Michael Koo. Michael Koo with the $5 super chat. Should Hasbro go to the higher price point for Transformers when needed, like Hasbro did with the Marvel Legends Phoenix? Well, you can't compare. Number one, the big problem, number one, is the Marvel Legends collectors pay more for their stuff than the Transformer collectors. You're more likely to see expensive 2 packs, expensive 3 packs, big expensive items of Marvel Legends on the shelves than you will of Transformers. Transformers is a very sensitive, price sensitive kind of market. Yeah, you could have leader classes and Titan classes, but they're kind of like these once a year items. One commander, one Titan class. You might get like a gift set that's a store exclusive, and that's a different story when you get into store exclusives and how those are manufactured and put together and the agreements with the partners. But I mean, I think Transformers are already pretty expensive to begin with. I mean, what do you want? Do you want deluxes that are now $40 instead of $25.99? I mean, what are you asking here? And Michael, are you making all the other fans angry? They go, Michael, shh, don't give them ideas. What do you mean? What's that? Deluxes should be 40 now? Leaders should be 100? Okay. You know? No, I think they should just keep it the way it is and play within the playground that exists. I call it the Lego syndrome. Take the limitations of a Lego minifig and see how far you could go with that. Take the limitations that exist within those price points and see how much you could push, and then leave it to Japan if they want to then take that and push it further, because that way it doesn't hurt the Walmarts and the Targets here in America. And Japan, they have a different market. They have low birth rates, way more adults collecting toys. It's a different animal over there. So they could get away with it. Uh Joseph Ryder. So Hasbro owns Botsmaster. Currently the owner of Botsmaster, if I had to figure that one out right now, unfortunately, so Haim Saban was the last one who had the rights to it, and then Haim Saban sold a lot of his library to Disney, and then Disney sold some of that library back to Haim Saban, and then Haim Saban sold some of it, not all of it, to Hasbro. So it's really hard to say where the Botsmaster IP is. It might still be with Haim Saban. So that's where it gets weird. And then you have what's his name there too, who's a very good toy designer that worked with Toy Biz. Aaron, you might know who I'm talking about. Who is the big guy at Toy Biz? Oh God, what's his name? He was at San Diego Comic-Con a few years ago doing autographs. Older dude. Oh gosh, it's gonna bother me now. Hopefully Aaron comes in the clutch if he's listening. No higher price point, please. Says Modertron Prime. Ashnod says, I wish we had more price points to work with. The problem with more price points is that's more shelving space. Avi Aver, thank you, Ninjatron. So Avi uh, also was a little bit behind Botsmaster. So I don't know who has the creative licensing for that. Because I know Avi was like also behind like the localization of Ronin Warriors, because that was also with Toy Biz. And Playmates, if I remember correctly, Playmates also had the localization for, I think it was Playmates with Ronin Warriors. Because I know in Japan it was obviously Takara, where you just license and bring it over here through other companies. But yeah, Avi was also a little bit behind Botsmaster, so it gets a little muddy with that one, and that's probably why we haven't seen like a, because it's such a great idea for a show and it's easy to bring back, but it's like who do you go to for that? You know, who do you go to? Going back to what Ashnud said, I wish they had more price points. Problem with that, that's retail. You have the SKU. You only have so many spots. That whole conversation that we've been having, oh, core class is going away, but Hasbro is going to make something to fill the spot to protect the space on the shelf, aka to protect the price point. They don't have all those price points. That's the limitation of it. Uh, Prince of Phalanx 59. I just got my Marvel Death's Head today, and yay, I got mine. I'm happy I got mine. Again, shout out to Mayoral for hooking me up with that because it was a nightmare to get exclusives at San Diego Comic Con. You go all the way to San Diego and you still can't get it. What the hell? And it's not just Hasbro that's guilty of it. What do you call it? Um, Mattel was guilty of that too. Sorry, I'm just getting a coaster for the old water. Um, Mattel was guilty of it. It was kind of tough to get my Street Shark. I had to like wake up super early, get like a staff badge in to get my Street Sharks. Uh, can't wait for them to revisit minicons. If I was a betting man, if I was a betting man, Clint, you wouldn't be too far off. You would not be too far off. How much time we got left? We got still some time left. Half an hour more for some more super chats and questions. Trying to see if there's any. I wish I brought more cool stuff downstairs. I didn't, unfortunately. Did not. Everything's still upstairs being kind of sorted and everything and figuring all that out. It's been a very, like, again, when you get back from a show, you get home, like, the show finishes, you do breakdown on like a Monday, and then you get home and then you shower, lie in bed in a coma, maybe get a couple of games in if you're lucky, and then you're catching up with the podcast and just playing catch up at that point for everything. So it's been a very busy, busy week. Uh, Modutron Prime, will Death's Head hopefully get a green repaint? I have a theory that he will get a green repaint and it'll be part of that Marvel comic cover kind of stuff that we've been seeing with Transformers. Um, Marvel Legends never does a tooling like that. And he was like a brand new tooling from the ground up. They're not going to do a brand new tooling like that and just waste it. They're going to do a repaint for sure. For sure. 100%. 100%. Might be another convention exclusive, but for sure. Clark Clint Gaming Proto, what would you like to see as the next HasLab? Well, realistically, I mean, if they weren't scared to do another big item, I keep saying Primus. Give me my giant planet Cybertron to go with my Unicron. And luckily, it doesn't even have to be as expensive because picture Unicron, but without the planet rings. And if you get rid of the planet rings, that's a lot of plastic that now you don't have to factor in. And it could be a fraction of the size. In the same way that, like, if you look at the Primus from Cybertron from the Aaron Archer era, and you look at the Unicron from Armada from the Aaron Archer era, it's less plastic because, granted, it had more electronics, the Primus, and it had the the Cyber Planet key gimmick with the giant chip square, but that's how they balance the plastic for a Supreme class. Where do I put the budget here instead of there? But I could see them doing the same size as Unicron, more or less that beach ball, but Planet Cybertron that transforms. Make it happen. I don't know why they won't, but that's what I would want. And not only do I want that, but it's a smart business move, in my opinion. But they also feel it's probably safer just to go with smaller stuff. Why do it $400, $500 Planet Cybertron when you could do and sell maybe 6,000 units, maybe 8,000 units, maybe 10,000 units, when you could do a Optimus Prime, a Deathsaurus, a Victory Saber, and sell 14,000 units and feel safer knowing that that got covered, you know? Less shipping logistics they have to worry about, takes less space in the factory and the storage. I'm sure the Unicron thing was they were happy to do it, but they were also probably happy to not have to do it again, which is a shame. I like it, but it is what it is. But Primus would definitely be what I would want. If you take Primus out of the equation and you look at what they're doing right now, I don't know, Lio Kaiser. Let's continue the victory stream. Let's do Lio Kaiser. Let's do Lio Kaiser with some like really stellar, like deluxe going into Voyager class individual Breastmaster members. That'd be pretty cool. I would say Road Caesar because I like actually Road Caesar more. Road Caesar is one of my favorite combiner teams, but Road Caesar could be done in retail. Like that's an easy, three deluxes that could combine. That could look cool. I honestly thought we were gonna get Road Caesar during Power of the Primes. When I looked at Jazz and he had those like combiner elements on him, like the Power of the Primes Jazz, I was like, man, is that Lightspeed, aka Braver? I don't know. Michael Koo with the $5 super chats. Are the lights and sounds in the TF Knight Rider a one time thing, or will Hasbro do more TFs with lights and sounds? Well, that I don't know. I got to mess with that in hand at the Symbiote Studios booth in both modes. I will say this: the lights and sounds gimmick on the Knight Rider, while I love it and I appreciate it, it looks kind of ugly on the alt mode because it's just this big button right on the hood. I mean, I wish it was like somewhere else that wasn't as garishly obvious that there's this big button you push, but it is, what they want it to do. Probably it's where it fits on it. It might be a one-time thing, it might not. I mean, if there's one Transformer character that needs to have the little lights and a right away, Michael, I'll help you, it's going to be something like that where, you don't do lights and sounds with an A-team car or even going backwards, you maybe lights for like the ambulance lights on top of the Ectotron, maybe maybe lights on the back of the whatever it's called there, flux capacitor for the for the Back to the Future vehicle. The whatever it was called there, what was the Back to the Future one called? The Transformer name, but maybe you could squeeze those in, but you have to have it with Knight Rider. And I think it's the best looking crossover that we've gotten thus far, in my opinion. It just looks so cool. Like it just wow. I feel like it's like a continuation of I'm pointing up here, but I feel like it's a continuation of alternators in a lot of way. And I just screwed up the camera. I really do. I feel like it has that alternator feel to it. Man, I just messed the camera up, didn't I? Anyways. Um just has that like a slightly Voyager kind of scale, that bulk of an alternator transforms into a licensed car. Has that same kind of shape and articulation. Much, much, much that alternator feel, which I'm all for. Mojitron Prime, Road Caesar is long overdue. Oh my goodness, yes. Last Road Caesar figure we got was the Kabaya kit from back in the day. And I'm looking over here only because uh here you go, because there's the Overload Kabaya, and then there was two pieces of Road Caesar on the side there. That's why I was looking over, because I built that kit recently at a build meetup. Um, Roman Schilling, it was hell getting He-Man Origins 2 bad from Mattel. I guess those are tough to get. The only He-Man stuff I really pay attention to is the odd crossover and anything Roboto. And I couldn't find Roboto from Revelations at all in retail. Like he was just forget about. I think he was Wave 2. But yeah, Gigawatt, thank you. That's what his name was. T-Formers 2002 Gigawatt, who is still my favorite crossover so far. They got it right in the first release. Yeah, Gigawatt was cool too. Gigawatt I appreciate only because all those years ago, one of the very first customs in the Transformer fandom was a guy named Steelskin, which was a DeLorean Transformer. And this guy had a full website with a commercial and a custom figure that was obviously a custom of Sideswipe. So when they did Gigawatt and it was very clearly a Sideswipe retool, given that steel skin, vibe. So if you're like part of the old fandom in the 90s online, Steelskin was kind of the dude in the fandom. He would bring his custom to BotCon, show it off. Very cool, very cool. So Gigawatt kind of has a special place just from almost like a fan idea becoming a reality, even though it was going to happen sooner or later, I guess. Kind of like Aaron Archer finally getting his Batman Transformer, if that ever happens, after years of it kind of happening through osmosis of other figures, only in a kind of way. But yeah, where we at? Where we at with the questions? Got a lot today. It's been a busy day today, man. Been a busy day. But it's funny because like Roboto is getting a new Eternia version. Okay, good. More Roboto. Give me all the Roboto. I love him. I love his design. I love the little gears. I have him right again. Got him right here. I keep them always. I always keep certain figures nearby just because they're so cool. And Roboto is just one of those cool figures. Little gears in the chest, classic robot designs. Always love that. Always love that. Very, very cool. You know what? I have to do a segment. There's a segment I've been thinking of doing because when I got back from San Diego Comic-Con, um, a lot of the Q&A questions that were asked of the Hasbro Pulse crew were kind of already answered and put out there. But there was a few stuff that I talked with them about that never really was publicly put out there. And I think I want to do a segment talking about uh, certain ideas with HasLabs that can't happen due to licensing reasons and stuff. And you're probably going, licensing reasons with Transformers? What are you talking about, Proto? It's something that I think I want to do a nice full-fledged segment and flesh out what's going on with that. And I don't know, I want to bring Evan on the show. I keep I keep planning it and then doing something else. And it's like I can make it happen. I just don't put the time to do it because I'm always so busy with other stuff. But I should probably get Evan on the show and we could really do a good breakdown of the biz and the current biz and what's going on with the Hasbro and Transformer brand and what could be done and what can't be done. And you know, like spoiler, we're not gonna reveal new figures. But instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about what won't happen because X, Y, Z. You know, so that's probably something we'll do in the future. James Hopkins, Princess of Power figures from Masterverse are still popping up on shelves. Are they doing Shira stuff? I didn't know. Again, I don't really pay attention to the He-Man shelf that often. Like, when they do like the Ninja Turtle crossover, I go to check them out and see, oh, let's see how those look. And when they did the WWE ones, never got the Bret Hart one. I always wanted to get the Bret Hart one. Couldn't find that on the shelves. But again, trying to find a Bret Hart figure in Canada, forget about it. Um, I didn't know they're doing more Shira stuff still because I know that the cartoon didn't do well and that didn't move merchandise. That's you could say what you want about a show, but if it doesn't sell toys, then it's a failure. You could have your opinions on, Beast Machines, like, oh, Beast Machines, like, it's kind of dark and it's kind of cool. But it didn't, it was probably one of the worst selling Transformer toy lines at that moment, you know? And if it doesn't sell toys, yeah, that kind of defeats the purpose of what that whole line exists for. And the Princess of Power, or whatever it was there, that did not move product. James again asked, yeah, it started down the rabbit hole because I collect He-Man figures as a kid. Okay, well, hey, good for you. Everyone is allowed to enjoy their own hobby. Just because I'm not a big, I was never a big He-Man kid growing up. Like He-Man, Thundercats, those were kind of like the '80s properties that kind of as a kid I used to watch them and go like, it's not for me. And then and the thing is again, being raised in Montreal, Canada, we had all these French channels that had anime. So like if you didn't like what you were seeing in Anglophone English television, you could flip over and oh hey, there's UFO Grandizer, there's Captain Harlock. We had like a whole bunch of anime stuff that was dubbed. Like we saw Dragon Ball like 4 years before it was on Fox in the '90s, so I always had other options. And He-Man, or as he was called in French, Musculeur, no joke, was not that cool in my opinion. But hey, if you love him, you love him. Hey, if you think Botsmaster is weird, or Street Sharks, or Battle Beasts, or any of these other things I have on my arms, hey man, respect. I love Food Fighters. People might think I'm weird for loving Food Fighters, but everyone's allowed to love what they love. You know, my favorite color will not be the same as your favorite color. Doesn't mean we have to start a war over it. I might like red, you might like blue. Doesn't change anything. Michael Koo, the new She-Ra figures are the cartoon line and the Turtles of Grayskull line. Okay. Yeah, the Turtles of Grayskull stuff I have not seen yet. I'm tempted maybe to get the Slash just because it's cool, but we'll see. Galdarac Lagrande. There's a French Canadian in the audience here, knows UFO Grandizer. In French. It's amazing. According to Google Analytics and YouTube, about only 4% of my audience is Canadian. And I wonder of that 4%, how many of them are actually from Montreal? Almost all my audience is United States, UK, and the Philippines. Obviously, the United States makes the bulk of it. My good old American friends. Care to explain Food Fighters? So, during the gross out era of toys and action figures, aka anthropomorphic, I probably should even take this off and show you guys, but so Food Fighters is a toy line of food that has come to life and has a war against each other. So picture like armies, like 10 hut, but it's food. So it's Lieutenant Leg, and he's a chicken leg with an army hat and a Gatling gun. It's a pizza slice, it's a donut, you know, and they're in an egg carton that's shaped like a tank, and then they got a fridge that's their HQ. It's completely off the wall, but it's a fun little toy line, and it never had a cartoon, it never had a comic, it never had anything like that. And it's something where it kind of got homages through Grocery Gang, which was a more modern kind of take of it, but just gross out kind of toy line, existed during that era. Joseph says, is Canadian French culture historically more liberal or conservative? Not political, but cultural. I would have to say conservative, only because most French Canadians are, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing. I'm just going to say, yeah, if you know, you know. Um, Vive la Quebec libre. Let's put it that way, which I'm not a fan of, but whatever. It is what it is. Even if you work in the toy industry and you have nothing to do with Montreal or Canada, you know what I'm talking about. Where are we at here? Joseph says Turtles of Grayskull are great. The Splinter is my current favorite figure of the year. When I see them in person, I'm going to mess with them because I want to see. I want to the Slash is tempting me, but they all look pretty cool. Again, I like the He-Man crossover stuff because it has like a cool aesthetic to it. Where are we at? Ashnud. I had so much of that line. Will Murphy says Niagara Falls, Canada here. Oh, there you go. Niagara Falls is cool. I like Niagara Falls. The world's largest tourist trap. I go there all the time. Love it. Horned Owl Food Fighters, the movie, Sausage Party. You know what? You know what, Horned Owl? You're not wrong. Sausage Party under a different painting is almost Food Fighters. Almost. It's kind of fun. The way that you just made me realize that it could be with less mass sex at the end. Let's put it that way. Multitron Prime. There's a Food Fighters like line by an indie company based off of office supplies. Well, it doesn't surprise me. Well, it came out at that time when like Turtles came out and it's like it's Turtles and it's anthropomorphic and then you got Cowboys of Moon Mesa, Street Sharks, Biker Mice from Mars, and then what if the food was anthropomorphic and it's an army or army ants? It's army ants, and then you Barnyard Commandos. Oh, then you got that, and then you got Monsters in My Pocket, which is also a little bit of muscles, but like it's just all that kind of like all that same vibe of toy line that was happening like starting in 87 because of Ninja Turtles and kind of reaching its end of apex around like 93 when Power Rangers came around and changed the direction of what companies are going to want to mimic next, which was tokusatsu. Oh, we got to be like Power Rangers, Big Bad Beetleborgs, Masked Rider, which is Kamen Rider, but Masked Rider at the time, Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, Gridman, tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills. And I know I'm forgetting a few, but it is what it is. Michael Koo with the $5 super chat. So did Hasbro talk about BotBots at all? What's hilarious? I might as well mention this. I did talk about BotBots with not Vinny, God, Lenny, um, from Hasbro. And yeah, it looks like it's pretty much in limbo right now. Uh, I can't talk too much about the cartoon because there is still talk of a season 2 and the voice acting is done in Toronto and I know people who did the voice acting for the show because they're all Toronto voice actors. That's all I'm going to say. But stay tuned for at least from fiction of that. But that's a different story. Masked Rider, which is what Kamen Rider was called in America when Saban wanted to bring that over. With a talking dog. Can't go wrong with that, right? With a talking dog who almost got an action figure. And who else was there? And there was VR Troopers. How could I forget VR Troopers? We are VR Troopers 3 virtual reality. Everyone was, again, after 1993, Power Rangers kind of steered the toy industry in that direction, for a little bit of a time. Everyone wanted to get a piece of that pie. And then, Jurassic Park came out around, 93, 94, and, they were doing well with the Jurassic Park stuff. And then, oh, a little bit of dinosaurs. Let's go in that direction. There's always, Aaron Archer has the best quote of this, which is, toys are fashion and there's new fashion styles and stuff becomes hip. And then people go in that direction. Oh, micro play sets. Let's everyone, Micro Machines, Polly Pocket, Mighty Max, and then everyone has their own little micro play sets. Oh, Batman's gonna have micro play sets, and Godzilla's gonna have micro play sets, and the Tick is gonna have micro play sets, and X-Men and Toy Biz is gonna have micro play sets, and Microverse with Hasbro, they're gonna have micro play sets with Beast Wars and Batman and GI Joe had some. So there's always like fashion. What's the new fashion? What's the new hip thing? And everyone kind of goes in that direction. You know. Michael Koo, let's not talk about Saban's take on Ultraman Tiga. Was that Saban though? I know it was Foxbox, which is Fox, but I didn't know if Saban had anything to do with Ultraman Tiga. I know the dub was kind of eh. One of the more weaker Foxbox 4Kids Entertainment translations. I think it was 4Kids Entertainment that did it, not Saban. But hey, if it got people into Ultraman, then it did its job. I mean, I think I would have preferred just straight up Ultraman Tiga with that awesome intro. Take Me Higher, but they changed it to Larger Than Life Ultraman. James says, yeah, Jason David Frank was supposed to be the lead on VR Troopers. Yeah, when it was called Cybertron. That's literally what the show was supposed to be called. It was called Cybertron. Tell me why that didn't happen in 5 words or less. Silver Surfer micro playset. Yeah. Everyone was doing micro playsets back then, man. Everyone was. Yeah, Mummies Alive had micro playsets. Everyone had those. Love Mummies Alive. That's going to be another patch on here. Be Mummies Alive. Love me, my mummies alive. They are the mummies. Michael Koo, the original Ultraman Tiga theme song can't be used. The messy legal battle of Japan about this. Oh yeah, well of course. That's a V6, which is a boy band, which is actually one of the members of that boy band played Ultraman Tiga. That's you end up learning why you should never use actual music for your Ultraman intros. Yeah, that's what happens. Take Me Higher by V6, I believe was the name of the group. I love Ultraman Tiga, but that's what happens. You gotta make your in-house Ultraman themes. You know, that's what you do. Like Ultraman Zero has the best theme anyway, so who cares? um, where are we at? Where are we at? Master Rider is why I have no interest in Common Rider stuff. Turned me off from the whole thing. Oh, Ashna, no, you know what? This is what I always tell people. If you want to start on Common Rider, go watch Kamen Rider Kabuto. It's probably the least successful financially Kamen Rider series because they said it was too dark and complex of a story for children, and thus the toys didn't sell well. But I feel it's the best Kamen Rider series to introduce to people that might be kind of flaky on Kamen Rider because it's very well written. The characters are very well done. The special effects are really fun with the clock up ability. It's not as toyetic as other Kamen Rider series is, especially the more modern ones that are all about collect the doodabs. So it's something that's really more just carrying the story, and it's really good. It's really good. So I like when I like Vangelis got into Kamen Rider because of me, because I told him go watch Kabuto, and the rest was history. Like that was BotCon 2008, BotCon 2009 or 10. I was like, go watch Kamen Rider, go check out Kabuto. He's like, oh, okay. Well, made him lose a lot of money that way. um, I remember like other people were like, what? You listen to Proto Man? Proto Man suggests something, you go watch it, and if I suggest something, you just ignore me. People got angry afterwards. Currently watching Ultraman Arc. I have not watched it yet. I have not watched it yet. I was going to watch it in my hotel room at San Diego Comic-Con because like I think like the first 2 episodes were available at the time in the dub, and I just fell asleep. I just didn't have time to watch it. Um, where are we at here? T-Formers 2002. Hey Proto, I'm sure you saw the update. We finally got a release of Beast Wars soundtrack that happens. That happened while you were at conventions. Yep, August what 23rd, 28th. I know it's in the 20s. You know it. You know it. The day that that happens, we'll have a news segment on, or the day before, we'll definitely remind people to get hyped. Finally, finally, Beast Wars. They say 10 tracks. I really hope it's 10 very long tracks, meaning like there's multiple like micro tracks in the track because there's so much music in Beast Wars and so much diversity of music that how could it just be 10 tracks? There's got to be so much more. Um, but yeah, I'm excited about that, man. Long overdue. 27 years in the waiting. 27 years waiting for that damn soundtrack. It's going to be good. It's going to be great. And if they screw us, I am not going to be happy. If that date comes and we don't get anything again, I will not be happy. It is it is an absolutely top tier soundtrack, Beast Wars. You know, it's a little bit of African drums. It's a little bit of heavy metal rock. It's a little bit of Western. It's a little bit of like just everything, a little bit of like Asian high fantasy. Like when you listen to like Black Arachnia's theme, they kind of add a little bit of that, a little bit of Asian kind of like, do 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 do, it's like it's kind of there. Like well, see, yeah, Ninjatron. See, that's why they said it's only 10 tracks. And I'm hoping because I've had in the past where I would get like Japanese CD soundtracks. Silly example, Captain Tsubasa, right? Soccer anime, but still. Um, and what I noticed is like it'll only be like 13 tracks, but each track would be like 14 minutes long. And it's because they would put like multiple segmentations of music in one track. So it'll be like the victory theme, the I'm going to be running really fast theme, the I made a goal on the head goalie theme, like all in one track. So I'm hoping that it'll be 10 tracks, but each track will be like stacked. Like it'll be like boom, 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 like three key things, like just the Western theme, just this, just that. I hope. I hope. Otherwise, if it's not, then I want my crazy 4 disc, multiple, track, multiple disc Beast Wars soundtrack, special edition, steelbook, Shout Factory exclusive, whatever, you know. Michael Koo's asking, Proto Man, what's for dinner? Um, I was probably going to be making today. I went to Costco today to do grocery shopping because we had not done proper grocery shopping in 3 weeks because of, uh, and like how at Costco they give out like free stuff all the time, free samples. There was a lady that was showing this flavored like turkey kind of stuff, and so we bought it. And I was like, oh, maybe this like it's like minced turkey, but you could put it in like almost kind of like sloppy Joe style in a sandwich or a tortilla. So we bought it, and I'm gonna probably maybe make it tonight. I'll see how I feel, but failing that, I always have Asian leftovers in the fridge, and then you just make rice. But probably that. It was really good. It was like they took like ground turkey, which you could buy in bulk at Costco for like you could buy like a giant thing like this, giggity, of ground turkey, and then they put like a seasoning with it, and it's really good. Really, really good. And I was like, I can make that. That doesn't seem too hard. Giggity. But yeah, so probably gonna have that tonight. Gonna try that. And yeah, then I'm just gonna chill. I recently got from Limited Run Games the Ninja Turtles beat 'em up, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. So I've been playing that recently, and it has like an online aspect for it too. So I've been playing with people online, so that's pretty fun. And it has like all the unlockable characters on it, like Usagi, Karai, Casey Jones. So like I've been playing that past couple of nights since I got back, so that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna probably like play that tonight too, and then tomorrow is like the first time in weeks that I'm just gonna have a day where I could do nothing. Tomorrow I am doing nothing. I am just lying in bed, being lazy, and staying home because I have been doing nothing but running around the past 3 to 4 weeks. So it is what it is. We got a new YouTube member, MCDJ ACDC. What a name. Welcome to the Minicon Recruits. Thank you for joining. I think James says I think I'm gonna have some corn dogs. James, I would love to have a corn dog too. If you hear a Canadian refer to a corn dog, we call them Pogos because that's the brand of corn dogs, kind of like Kleenex. If you buy a corn dog in Canada, it's probably a Pogo. So I love corn dogs though. They even make Pogo corn dogs, but like different flavors. Like they'll do pizza flavored corn dogs. Those are really good. They like pizza seasoning in them and stuff. I love corn dogs. They're extremely unhealthy, but I could easily sit down and have like 6 of them and then feel totally guilty afterwards. Love them. Love them. How do you make a hot dog even more unhealthy? Deep fry it and coat it. Uh, Welcome to the club, Duros. Thank you, ACDC. Welcome. James says, yeah, here my main brand is State Fair. Well, when you go to a state fair, getting a corn dog is a must. Mind you, any kind of state fair food is a must. I would go to Plattsburgh, which is close to New York City here in Montreal, when I would cross the border. And whenever they have like the New York, Coney Island kind of state stuff, oh my God, there's so much good street food there. Woo! I've only done it once, but my goodness, so good. Great food. Great, great food. How much time we got left? We got 5 minutes left, guys. Oh my goodness. What a day today. What's up, Bigum? Didn't see you come in. Um, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Good food. We always talk about food at the end. What did I eat? What did I eat in San Diego? I ate a lot of trash just over the past couple of days. Some good food here and there. Joseph took me for a really good steak, probably the most expensive steak I ate my entire life. But it wasn't about the steak; it was about the dessert. They had some like lava cake. Mm, that was delicious. That was really good. Uh, what else did I have? Had a lot of pizza. I'd have big breakfasts every morning because the hotel that I was in always had free breakfast. So I'd always like fill up crazy on like a big breakfast, eggs, bacon, hash brown, sausage, pancakes. I just stuffed myself sick. And then I almost felt like I didn't have to eat the rest of the day because I would have so much. James says they have street vendor here called Bronto Pups. That's weird. They make foot-long corn dogs from scratch. They put them in a stick and dip them in batter deep fry. Foot-long corn dog. That is insane. I challenge myself to try that. That would be really good. And I'd just dip it in ketchup because I'm boring like that. Oh my God, that'd be amazing. Bronto pups. Good Lord. Just call them Bronto dogs. Pups, though. I don't know. Pronto pups. I think Bronto makes more sense because like a Brontosaurus has a long neck, so it's like a long sausage. I don't know. Yeah, the chocolate cake was good, Joseph. Like it was like a chocolate lava cake. It was really good. I got some on my shirt even. It's doo doo, baby. Really good. It's a Northwest thing. The Pronto pups. Okay. I don't know if I'll ever be in the Northwest. When was the last time I was in the Northwest? I think it was Washington. Gosh, when was the last time I was there? One of the BotCons, maybe. It's been a long time. Been a long while, but it was good. It was good. Oh my goodness. What a week. What a week, guys. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something, man. What a week. I would not recommend it. Uh I would not recommend it. It's nuts just how much I did, how much I destroyed my voice, uh, and sacrificed the podcast in the process, all for the sake of doing so many conventions. And the closest thing that I have, again, like we have TFCon Orlando, which will be in early November, and then TFCon LA is next year, so I don't have to think about that. Maybe I'll do a local show here in Montreal. I'll probably do a video game show. I'll run one, a high score con at some point. And that'll be it for 2024. Like I'm done for this year in terms of conventions. Like I don't think I'm going to be going to anything. Uh, you know, even parties or something. I'm just like, whew, it was enough for me. It was enough for me. Oh, what's up, Butters? What's popping? You want to say bye to everyone beforehand? All right, Butters, come here. Come here, Butters. Come on up. Oh, we'll bring Butters on the show. Come on, Butters. Come, come. Everyone wants to see you, Butters. Hey, Proto, I met Travis Art's voice. Oh, you met the voice actor for Hot Rod from Cyberverse. You just knocked over the figure. Clumsy cat, Butters. Here, Butters. There you go. I haven't met Travis. I'll meet him at a show. He again, one of those easier voice actors to get because they do like all the LA shows. I wouldn't be surprised if he is at TFCon LA. Not saying, but I'm just saying. He'll probably be there. Joe said, I picked up the Super 7 Halloween Optimus reaction figure this week. It's pretty cool. Yeah, the Optimus is cool. The you sent me the Christmas one there. That one's pretty awesome. I think they did another I think they did another holiday one, I think, also. Bop, bop, bop. Hi, Butters. Butters, here. Everyone wants to see you, Butters. Here we go. Turn ahead. He's settling in. He's settling in. Getting tired. Everyone's tired today. Tails. Hey Proto, at least Butters has to butt in with your dead toy line. Yeah, it's what you know what? This guy right here. This guy right here sheds like crazy. So a white jacket is perfect. Although he could, we got to put a mask on him maybe. I wonder. I wonder. No. Poor cat. He has to go through enough already, having to live with me and all these toys. This guy, I was sorting my Machine Robo GoBots display, and then he went into the glass case and knocked everything over. Yes, you. Yeah. So he's a troublemaker, but he's a good cat. Very smart. A very smart cat. So I like him. I like him because he's a smart dude. He listens. I've had growing up since the day I was born, I probably had to today maybe 17 cats. And at most at one single time, I think we had 5 cats at most. At one point in my life, I had like 3 dogs, 5 cats, 2 turtles. I lived in quite the zoo, and this is definitely one of the smartest cats I ever had because he listens. When you call his name, he comes running from the other side. He likes to chill. You like to chill, eh, man? You like to chill. Uh, but yeah, that's it more or less. I think we're done for the night. Hey, Butters, we're gonna go chill upstairs. Again, thanks again for coming, guys. Sorry if I'm a little low energy today. It's just been quite the busy week. Um, White cat syndrome is bad on toys. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, eh? You bad for toys, eh, Mister? Mister. Um, but yeah, we're gonna call it quits today, guys. So thanks again for coming into the live stream and just hanging out and chatting and everything. Again, go check out Symbiote Studios. Their plush, their pins, their t-shirts. They have some new inventory in stock, and there'll definitely be more in the next couple of weeks or so, hopefully, like with the new sludge and the Grimlock. Hopefully, will be in stock, and of course, all the other My Little Pony ones that are on there right now that are the new ones that are being added. Go check out Toy Armada and go check out Aaron Archer. He did a live stream last night. Some good stuff there. You could go check that out too, and go pick up a brand new book. I wish I reached over to grab it, but go pick up Art of Transforming Robots of Volume 3 on archermonster.com/shop and go check out Toy Armada and go watch some segments. If you like hearing my voice here, there's more of that over there, including Aaron, which is even better than me. So, and again, thank you, Hasbro, for all the love and support and an amazing weekend too, and hooking me up with a whole bunch of cool stuff also. And I'll try to get this photography up ASAP and everything like that. Thank you, everyone. And again, if you want to continue supporting the podcast, again, we got Patreon. The link is down there in the description. And that's one way to support. If your Patreon isn't your thing, we also have the YouTube member. We got a new YouTube member in the ACDC that joined us just tonight, as well as the other beautiful green names that were asking questions today outside of the super chats. Aside from that, take care of yourself, your loved ones, your friends, your family. Enjoy this beautiful weekend because winter is coming. And when winter comes, then you can't enjoy anything, especially when you live in Canada. I'm out of here, guys. I'm going to go relax with the cat and the loved ones and some video games. Take care. And as always, roll out.